In this video today, I want to speak about money management. So today I have almost officially been a senior airman, or E4, for like a week. And as an E4, we get paid more money. You know, I get promoted, so I get more money. And I am like one of the last people of my friends to become an E4. Everybody else has been in for at least 2 years. Everybody else has been on this base for well over a year, and I've just hit my 1 year mark last month, or 2 months ago. I hit my 1 year mark on this base two months ago. And so you know, I've been here for a while, and I got a couple of friends, and they've been E4s for a while. And like when we go out and when we get ready to go do something, they are always like, I don't have any automatically. I'm looking at the pay scale. I'm like, these people get paid at least $200 more than I do. Why do they never have any money? And so I'm here to talk to you about money management, and I'm going to just kind of tell you what I do in order to have money at all times. And if you don't want to do it, hey, that's up to you. That's your call, whatever. But I always have money. And if you always broke, maybe listen to me. That's all I'm saying. So I'm going to put up the chart, the pay scale chart, basically for how we get paid. All military branches, no matter what, get paid the same. You know, of course, if you're reserves or whatever, you won't get paid as frequently as, you know, active duty will. But, you know, we all, the base pay is the same across the board. So, you know, there's some other things that go into account when, you know, based on where you stay. You know, I live out the country, so I get a little more money. And, you know, if you're married and or you have a dependent, if you live off base, you know, there's certain things that go into account with your paycheck. But I'm just going to speak about the base pay because I don't want y'all, number one, to know how much I get paid, really. And number two, things are different for different people. So I'm just going to go with the base pay. So let's talk about E4, or actually I'm going to speak about E3 because the majority of people, if they come in as BMT, into BMT or into any branch, they come in as an E1. And then, you know, once they graduate tech school, they become an E3. So it's not really that long of a period of time between E1 and E3. Or they come in as an E3 already once they go to basic training. So I'm not really going to speak about E4s or E2s or E1s. I'm just going to speak about E3s because it seems like a more general consensus across the people who are coming in. So I wrote it all down at work. Prepared. So as an E3, less than 2 years. We're going to talk about less than 2 years. E3 with less than 2 years in service makes $17.87 for base pay. And okay, that's cool. You know, and your taxes get taken out and such and so on and so forth. So, you know, as I got older, I realized, you know, there's certain things that I want to do. So when I came over here, I said, you know, when I go back to the States, you know, possibly in a year or in 3 years, depending on where they put me next, I want to get a new car. Excuse me, new to me, not brand new, but I want to get a new car that has my name on it. I want to just pay for it. So that was my goal. I had a goal. I want to pay for a car. So I looked at my paycheck and I was like, hey, I need to put a certain amount of money away in order to get a car. So as an E3 getting paid $17.87, I decided to put away $300 per paycheck. So that's $600 a month. And I believe for 2 years, $600 a month, that would equal about $14,000 or something like that. So, I mean, that's pretty good for a car, right? So, I'm like, $300 every paycheck, not a big deal. So, that's about 33% of my paycheck. What I'm suggesting people do is, you really have no reason to spend your entire paycheck. That is so silly to me. Why are you spending, as an E3, $1,700 a month? That's crazy. It's like, what are you buying? You live in the dorms. You, for most cases, have a defect. You don't really need a car. I mean, I don't understand what you're paying for. So, unless you have like a bunch of kids, or you're supporting your parents financially, or you have like some weird, I don't understand why people don't have money. So I'm saying, you know, at least put across into your savings 25% of your checking account. And, you know, when you have that money, you know, like when Christmas comes up, you know, like, hey, I can pay for this, you know, I need a new computer, or you have an emergency. This is an emergency fund that I sometimes dip into. Like, I needed a new battery for my car. I was able to get the battery for my car or something like that. But you need to determine a percentage of your paycheck to put away into your savings account. Something that automatically happens. You can go into MyPay and just automatically put it away. You can do that and there not be an issue. And set it up for automatic withdrawal from your checking account so you won't see it. You know, if you never have it, you won't miss it. And, you know, don't touch it unless you really, really need it. You know, if your computer breaks and you're in school, of course, go buy a new computer. Or, you know, I don't know, you won't have any medical bills or anything, or whatever. If you want to go on vacation and, you know, you're like, oh, I got an extra $1,000 or whatever. I feel like treating myself, hey, do your thing, whatever. You know, your parents need some help out, you gotta pay a bill, whatever the case may be. You spend money, spend wisely. You do not need to go into the store and buy like the most extravagant thing possible. There's no reason. Do you really need a PS4 when it comes out? Really? Do you need that? I mean, my PS3 works just fine. It's the older edition. It works just fine. It's never failed me. So I'm not buying a PS4. You know, if you want something, wait until it goes on sale. There's no reason. Why do you need an iPhone 4? I mean, excuse me, an iPhone 5 when you got the 4S? What is that for? Why? Why do you need that? You know, really live within your means. Don't try to be like a baller and ball out. That's why people think everybody in the military has all this money, because people are always buying unnecessary things. They're always giving money away to people who don't give their money back. If you're going to lend money to your friends, make sure that you're lending money to people who can pay you back. That is very important. If you got to write it down on a contract, then write it down on a contract, have them sign it, and if they don't pay your money back, sue them. Whatever. I mean, let's be smart here. Let's think about this. Like, what do you really need to be spending your money on? And, you know, take into account the responsibility that you have coming up. Like, I just had a class last week, and I had to pay $255 for that. Imagine if I was just spending all my money, I didn't have $300 to pay for my class. Then I couldn't take the class, I can't get my master's. You know, let's just be smart about that. I want to go home, you know, in next month. That ticket's at least $800. If I spend all my money, I can't go home. You gotta think in advance. Don't think about just right now. Think about in advance. I know everybody's like on YOLO and you only live once or whatever. I want to go spend my money right now, but you do not need to go to the club and spend $100 on a bottle of champagne when you can't even afford to get your clothes dry cleaned. You know, that doesn't really make sense. You know, and it's tax refund time. Everybody's like, yeah, I got my tax refund. I'm about to go buy up all this stuff. Okay, what about next month though, when your car breaks down and you don't have a way to pay for it, so then you got to take a loan out.